Happy New Year 2021. Let's hope it's better than 2020, even though it didn't start out so great. But we gotta keep our positivity. We're gonna keep our heads in the right place, count our blessings, and everything will turn out all right. This too shall pass, I keep telling myself when the world goes completely bonkers. So I want to stay more balanced this year. I want to stay more focused, and I want to take time out to do fun stuff. And by fun stuff, I mean I like to hike, I like to travel. I mean, we can't really travel yet, and it'll probably be a little while, and that's fine, but we can explore our local surroundings. So I want to make sure that I don't do like I have a tendency to do, and that is work 7 days a week until I drop from exhaustion. That's pretty much my modus operandi, and I want to break that. So I've been trying to think about how I can get myself on a better track, and I have seen a lot of YouTube videos on the bullet journal method and stuff like that, and it all looked very fascinating. And a lot of the ones I watched, you know, they're super artsy and beautiful, and they're spending hours on the layout, and I already realized, and you know, you got to be honest with yourself, and I know that all that appeals to me, but that's not what I'm going to be doing on an everyday basis. That's, you know, defeats the purpose. I want to create more time and not put another project on my plate. So anyway, then I listened to another YouTuber that I have actually stumbled across on the Podia website, which is the website I use to host my Eva's Art Academy classes, Matt. And he has a YouTube also, and I'll list everything below because I can't remember it, like, you know, off the top of my head, but I'll list it below so you can check it out if you want. And he was like, you know, it looks all beautiful, all those YouTubers you see and stuff like that, but maybe that's not so practical. Why don't you just start really simple? So I have landed somewhere in the middle. And first of all, I got myself a bullet journal, Scribbles That Matter, and you probably can't see it because the light is so bright here. Scribbles That Matter, and this is just a little box it came in. That's the one I landed on. It has 160 GMS, I think it's called, paper. And of course, you know, I love purple. Purple is kind of my logo color. And so I bought this one. Has a nice elastic that, you know, keeps it together. It came with a little holder for your pen, and it came with this pen, and there's also Scribbles That Matter, and I link it below so you can, you know, find out where I got the supplies. And it has, you know, a front with, you know, where. So here you can see it, and I went online, and this was actually inspired by another YouTuber that I watch, Cathrin Manning. I list her below. She's a wonderful young woman. She has a channel that's mainly about, you know, YouTube stuff. But since I'm trying to learn, I follow her, and I really love her. I like her so much. I can so identify with her, even though I could be her grandmother at least. But she had this mantra for her, and for her it was slow. And I already chose my word of the year, and it's going to be balance, because that's what I'm trying to do, create some balance in my life. Anyway, and here, you know, when I'm starting the journal, so it's 1/1/2021, and then here they have a key, and that just means that, you know, you, for a bullet journal, you have symbols for different, like for tasks to do and completed, and events, and what's important, birthday projects, whatever, you can come up with your own. So there's no lines, and so you count the dots down and across, and however you know, if you want to have, you know, how many is in half and stuff, then you have it as a reference. I'm not going to go into bullet journaling. You can do that with the channels that are, you know, doing that. But anyway, that's a great chart. I started out with that. And then here I have my goals or things I'd like to do in 2021. And I just wrote them today because I'm a little behind because, you know, what's new? But it doesn't matter. I'm trying to be kinder to myself. That's one of the other things that I want to do, because I'm always kind of after myself about all the stuff I didn't get done, and I don't count all the things that I did instead, because I have a tendency to do that. I don't know if some of you can identify with that, but I can go off on a tangent doing some stuff that maybe has been on my mind for 2 years, and I have pushed it behind, and all of a sudden one morning I wake up and I don't know what happens, but then that's what I want to do. And then I do it, which I think is smart, because those kinds of things are usually things I don't like to do. Like the other day, it was polishing some big brass candelabras that I have, and they've been sitting out in my garage for literally at least 2 years. And you know, you can just imagine how unpolished they were. So they took a lot of elbow grease to get them clean, and I got them clean. But of course, 5 points I had in my bullet journal: They didn't get done that day, but you know, I'm happy with my candelabras, and now they look beautiful on my dining room table. So anyway, here are my 2021 goals, and I color coded them a little bit. So this kind of pale orange, I guess it is, that's my personal goal, and I did a key down here so I remember personal goals has that color. So I just, you know, outlined all those that are personal goals, and then the yellow ones, they're all work related. So you know, that's my goal for how many YouTube followers I'd like to end up with next, you know, by the end of the year. What class, you know, create a class selection on Podia for beginners is one of my goals. Upload regularly on YouTube is another goal I have, and also create regularly for Skillshare. And I want to hopefully have 300 students on my Podia site by the end of the year, and I'm hoping that maybe I can make it to 3,000 on YouTube. Who knows? But you know, you should set goals that are maybe just out of reach, not like so you have something to strive for, but you shouldn't set them so high, I feel, that they're completely unrealistic, because then I don't think they're motivating. I would like to lose some weight because I have gained some corona pounds, I'm afraid. And then our personal goal, take camping trips to relax and explore, because again, that's one of my big things that I feel that I'm not doing well, and that is taking time off for myself to recharge. So take at least one day off a week, exclamation point, and hike every week, and cross-country ski every day when it's possible. Right now it's not, we don't have enough snow. And I don't like to drive to, you know, the ski places, the cross-country ski place, because I don't want to be around other people and have to wear a mask, and I get all paranoid about people getting too close to me. I mean, that's, you know, I have to be honest with myself. And then the pink one is home and garden goals and wishes I wrote, because, you know, I'd like to upgrade my bathroom. I'm thinking maybe I need some new windows. I want some sprinklers for the trees in my backyard. I do have sprinklers, but and I live in Truckee. Yeah, that might be a problem. But anyway, so, and I'd like to get a water feature in my garden, and I'm thinking I'd love to have a greenhouse. And then maybe a playground for Sophia, and she's gonna have a little sister, Lily. She's due, I think, in beginning of March. I'm saying I think, because my daughter is technically due on the 21st of March, I think it is, but because she had some trouble with the first birth she had, I would not be surprised if it has to be a cesarean, where they usually schedule it a couple of weeks before. So let's all send good thoughts and hope that all goes smooth this time. Anyway, so that's my goals, and then at a glance I just wrote out all the different months, and I did it by hand, which is kind of a pain, but it's also, there's always two ways of looking at things, right? See it as kind of a pain, or see it as meditative. I chose the latter. And I'm not, you know, those that have taken classes with me, and those of you that have watched me on my YouTube channel or Skillshare, Podia, wherever, you know that I often say I can't draw straight lines, and that hasn't really changed much. Even the little dots here, yeah, they help a little bit, but I really do need a ruler. And I did buy a ruler, a clear one like this, because I really need a clear one so I can see those little pale dots in between. But anyway, I didn't do everything with a ruler, because, you know, it doesn't have to be so perfect. And that's another thing. I don't want to feel that everything has to be perfect in this one. Why should it? It's me. I'm not perfect. And so here's my tracking, and see here when I wrote it out, I forgot the G on tracking. Instead of getting upset, I just put a little apostrophe and then just tracking. That's good enough, right? That's a creative solution. Instead of beating myself up and saying, oh, now I have to try and get rid of that page or write it out or whatever, I said, no, I'm going to live with it. And that's my daily reminder that it's not going to be perfect. So anyway, so here I started out with the followers I have on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook Business, and Skillshare and Podia, and my MailChimp, which is my email list. So I hope you signed up for that. That's where you get all the news. And I don't bombard you with emails, or, you know, once a month, a couple of times a month if I have something, you know, new for you. And now that I have my Eva's Art Academy on the Podia site, you know, email list special discount codes that others don't get and stuff like that. So, and then my weight, and then hikes and kayak, because I love to kayak, and I sold my 2 kayaks that I've had for over 10 years and bought myself 1 Oru folding kayak, because that has been my hang up the last couple of years. Is I have not been out kayaking because, you know, as I'm getting older and I got a new car, the loading and unloading of a kayak by yourself, it really, you know, every time I was thinking, I talk myself out of it all the time. So anyway, now I don't have that excuse. So hopefully I'll go on a lot of kayak trips or, you know, just excursions. And then here I have my future log and 6 months at a time. And then this one here, I actually kind of did it a little bit wrong, I think, because I started writing out, you know, a whole bunch of little things that like day by day, which is not really what this is for. This is just like people's birthdays and bigger events and stuff like that. So I wisened up and I just filled it in with the birthdays and the holidays and a few other things that I need to remember, so I don't plan and then realize that now I put myself in a situation where I'm going to be super stressed. That's what I'm trying to avoid with this. So there's the rest of the future log. And then I'm doing a monthly log and I just write the dates down. And then this is where I should write. See, this is really where this kind of stuff goes here. Right? And then I have a little notes for myself, and then I have a weekly log, and I did it week 2, 3, 4, 5. Week 1 was from Friday the 1st through Saturday, actually, I think. And the reason I like to have the week numbers is because in Europe they use week numbers. So when I'm talking to my brother and my sister or whatever, or my cousin or one of my girlfriends, and they say, oh, we're taking off in week 34, I'm like, week 34? You know, I've forgotten. So now I write it in. And that way I can keep track. And there I also, you know, go in with a little bit more detailed of what I would like to accomplish. So I call it weekly goals, and already plot that in. And then, you know, I'll fill it up. Well, not fill it up, maybe not. But I put in as I think of things, or things come up that need to be done by, you know, whatever. Oh, and another thing I like is it has 2 of these little thingamajigs, these little strings. So, you know, I can have one here and then one. And this is my daily log. And there I write it in, you know, day by day, so January 1st, and then here was the things I needed to do, and then I also use it as a journal. So at the end of the day, I just journal however much or little I feel like about the day, and I really like that. So these were my weekend thoughts, and this is January 2nd, 3rd, and you know, those are all the tasks, and then I mark them, either they have been taken care of or I give them an arrow, and that means they get moved to the next day or the following day, whatever, you know, works. And here you can see this is as far. Here I had a lot to say, and here we are, and this is today. So of course I would love to have these very elaborate little you know, decorated and, you know, with Dutch doors and, you know, blah blah blah, but that's not me. So I just doodle little things, and I go in afterwards sometimes, and you know, my theme seems to be so far little hearts and stars, super simple, because those I can do. And then I have also, you know, some have color schemes. That's not me. You know, I love color, as you know, and you know, one day one color speaks to me, another day another color speaks to me. So I decided that I was just going to be me and just do different colors, whatever I felt like at the time. It doesn't have to be, you know, this is just for me. It's not something I take out and brag about. So it's just for me and whatever I feel like and what I find is fun. So, you know, I also love to doodle these little flower things. And then I go back, like right now I'm seeing here, and I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I kind of need a little bit more fun here. And maybe I'll just put a couple of little things and maybe another little. So that's what I do here, and I have fun, and I do that in the morning mainly. In the morning I start out with just writing down and moving things over if I haven't done it at night, and then of course I check, and then a couple of new things might land on here because, you know, stuff happens and I think of things, or you know, somebody sends me an email, or you know, like today got an email from my accountant that, you know, she has my tax, you know, prep folder or whatever ready for me, which means I have to dig out all the paperwork, which I did most of it before Christmas, but of course, you know, I didn't have all the paperwork, so it's a much smaller job, and now I'm not stressed about it because I still have to wait for all, you know, W-9s or whatever they're called. Have to wait for that. But anyway, so that's how I do it. I feel this is me, and you can see I'm not consistent even with this, because here I wrote it like this and now I write it like this, and it's not necessarily pretty, but you know, when I'm done with the whole thing, I think it's going to be pretty enough. And it doesn't matter. It's for me, and I can feel that this is a good practice for me. So let's see how that all goes. So I'm curious to hear, what are you doing? I mean, have you said a word that, you know, is going to be kind of like for for your year, or do you journal, or how do you keep track of yourself, so to speak? Oh, I wanted to also let you know that I'm a Virgo, so my 2021 mantra that I got from this website that Cathrin Manning was using. What is said here for me is, this year is my year to show everyone what I'm made of. I've always followed my heart, and now my dreams are coming true. I'm inspired, watch me grow. So that combined with balance, because I don't want this to set me off on an even wilder ride of wanting to be productive at every second of the day. I want to take time off to smell the roses, and not just say it, but actually do it. So let's see how it goes. Okay, that's my little chat from here, and I'm gonna be posting in a day or two. I'm gonna be posting a little video about the color Quinacridone Sienna, which one of my former students, Lisa, she messaged me. I'm thinking it was on Instagram, that she is obsessed with this color, and I thought, do I need colors? Do I need more watercolors? Let's think about it. No, I don't. I have this whole binder full of them. I have over 200 different colors, but I don't have this one. So, of course, I have to check it out. And I have, I already have thoughts. I haven't even swatched it out yet because I want to do that. And I'm going to share that video with you. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit that little bell, because that will then notify you every time I upload a new video so you don't miss it. And also make sure that, underneath it also says, a little arrow down says show more. If you click that one, then you get the rest of my description, and you get all the links to all the different things I've mentioned and stuff. So I have a lot of things I'd love to share with you. I'm watching, I already mentioned, I'm watching Cathrin Manning. That's, more if you're a YouTube creator, I would say. And she's just delightful. And I've learned a lot from her on the more technical side of YouTube, and how to be more productive, and a whole lot of things, how to edit and things like that. So she's very informative. And then I'm watching, for calmness and just inspiration, I'm watching Jonna Jinton from Sweden. She's a Swedish multimedia artist, and truly multimedia. I mean, her photography and her filming is exquisite. And she has a beautiful voice, and she also paints, and she also does jewelry, and she lives up in way up in northern Sweden. And it's just so inspiring to watch her. OMG, what a find. And then I am watching another one. I don't even know how I stumbled across her, but I love her. Her name is Wendy, and she's from England, and she has a channel. She's called The Unexpected Gypsy. Can highly recommend her. And if you're into journaling and artsy stuff, watch her. And she also does a beautiful job on her filming, and very inspiring. I love the music that she chooses for her channel, by the way. So they will all be linked below for you also. So remember, show more, hit that little thing, and then it'll all show up for you. And also I'm going to show you where you can get this journal of mine. And I also wanted to show you that of course, there's so many, I have pens, and I have plenty of art stuff, but I just had to have these little Scribbles Matter pens, fine liners. So this is a set of 24. And then I had to have this one, the dual brush tip. And I think this also, is it 24? Probably it is. I don't know. But anyway, I'll link them below if you are as crazy as me, and you certainly don't have to be. So that's my fun thing to do in my journal, and I don't have to do a theme spread and all that stuff, just my little doodles. But then I have some fun colors to doodle with, and it's really, so far, I'm only into it 7 days. So far, I'm enjoying it, and I feel that I have found the right way of doing it for me. There's many ways of doing things, and we all have to do it our way, I find. And it's not always easy to find out what our way is. That's part of the journey, right? Okay, that's truly it. See you soon.